There's a question in breaking down a form of conversation that we call rapport cycles, which is really the thing to do. Again, you want to know about that, get the Instant Connection course. You can go to thesexuallife.com, download it for free, put it in your email, it gets mailed to you, 3 videos. It's intense, it's not easy, but it will teach you how to do these things and make it simple if this is confusing. But if you're a TSL like follower and you know what's up, this video is going to help you out so much because in 2 minutes, you'll get to know a person's sexuality. So we were just breaking down a rapport cycle, and the last part of it is the definition. Like, how do we get to the definition? And the definition is the point where we have we can either change subjects completely, we can alleviate the topic, we can state intent, we can hit a frame. It's like this point where it's like, hey, I like you. What's your number? Or hey, you're awesome. Let me ask you this totally different concept because I'm liking you more. This is where we want to get in a conversation, and we can get there. If you're not here in 5 minutes, then it doesn't mean you're bad, but you've just been wasting a lot of time. Like, I want to get somewhere quick because I want to meet people. Why talk to the fake side of somebody? I want to talk to the real side of them. Very typical thing that I would ask. And again, jump to your qualifiers. Jump to how you can get this. Fight for it. Again, why would you want to not have an expression from somebody? And so I'll just do this. I want to find out her sexuality, and I want a definition of that. You're a good person because your sexuality. I've sensed your sexuality and I like you. I've sensed your sexuality. We should hang out sometime. You know, I have sensed your sexuality and I could tell that you need better sex. Whatever it is, man, these are the definitions I want to get. I want to get to that. I like you because of it. Now, the cool thing about this is I'll also find out anything. So I could find out how they orgasm. Like, I always ask people, like, well, what do you want to know about this girl? Okay. And these are kind of like show off things. They don't really matter, but you can get so deep with it and it naturally happens. But if you pressure it the right way, you can like really impress some dudes who, it's not necessarily good because it doesn't help you to do this. It's just a fancy thing, but you can get to all these details about her sexuality through it. Just because she understands you. And that's the basic principle. Somebody understands you, they're going to open up to you. They're not going to judge you. They're going to experience with you. Okay. So I will simply ask this. I'm going to say like, hey, what is the most attractive thing in a guy? You're like, I can't ask that right away. Yes, you can. Say, hey, how's it going, man? All right. This is where I do it all the time. You're my waitress or a bartender, any sort, like even if you go to strip clubs, you could ask these things and you'll get some superficial answer, right? But even if you're in a nightclub or whatever, it's like, hey, I want to know this about you. You seem cool. You're partying with your friends or whatever. But like, what do you think is most attractive about a guy? It's the most attractive quality. Okay. So here's what they're going to say. They're going to say like humor, confidence. They're going to be all into it. Height, smile. Even if you're not these things, don't fucking worry about it because what people are attracted to isn't necessarily what they get. And it's not even what they really want. And so you need to know this even when you answer your question yourself. And you could also, if you do the identity PDF, you can go to thesexuallife.com/TSL and you can do the first 2 weeks of TSL online for free. You'll get these questions asked, like when we go over the attraction stuff in week 2, actually. So you can turn them into a conversation. That's what they're there for. You explore yourself, put it into a social dynamic. And basically, they're going to say those things. You say, oh man, you can't say confidence. This is where it would be the same for somebody in a nightclub or a waitress. It's like now the opening is the only thing that's different, and it's like 15 seconds to 2 minutes that is going to be different. But you say, as soon as you get some isolation, you say, oh man, you can't say confidence or humor. Everybody says that. And plus it's not even that. Like, what do you really think is attractive? I'm just going to push a little bit more. And she'll be like, I don't know why you asking me these questions. Because now she's getting the judgment vibe on her. You don't want to do that. You say, okay, look, I'm not trying to judge you. Let me ground. Okay, so this is the ground part of the rapport cycle. And again, if more of these structures, get some of our free stuff and learn it. You'll understand this shit a lot better. So we just ground and we say, look, so attraction, I like brunettes. I like girls that are smaller. I like, every guy likes all this shit. Like we look at the guys look at the boobs and the butt or the face and all this stuff. And like women hate it. It's like, I can't believe you would like that about me. And so they're looking at all that stuff. But then a blonde girl comes by and she's like tall and maybe not any of the traits that I'd like. And maybe I might even go like, I wasn't that physically attracted to her, but then she talked to me and we paid attention. And it was like, fuck man, like I became insanely attracted to her and it just it had to do with the connection. And it's weird because I asked you and you said all superficial things like a guy, but whatever, maybe I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. So what to you is really attractive about like when you like somebody? Okay. So they say, and they still won't get it, especially if it's at a club. They're going to be like, well, I don't know. You're asking so many hard questions for a Friday night or whatever it is. That doesn't matter. Okay. Because that's all a question. That's all an answer somebody would give you when they don't understand you yet. Okay. And so you need to get them to understand you very simply. And let's say they do they're like, oh no, my boyfriend is awesome and I'm attracted to him in these ways. And then you just say, cool, good. Like, let me ground some more. So whether they understand you or not, answer the question or not, if it's a sufficient answer or if it's like a very superficial answer or if it's even resistance, you're going to generally ground again because you want to get deeper. They need to understand what you're really asking. Here's the beauty of it. So then I would go, man, look, okay, here's actually a better question. Okay, now I got to talk this person into it. Believe me, we're getting to the definition here, but this is how I do it. Okay, so what is attractive about you that most people don't notice? Totally confused. So I got to talk her into it a little bit. Very simple. Just going to list a few things afterwards. Like when you were with your last boyfriend or your current boyfriend and you guys were together and let's say you were kissing. What is it that he missed? Like something that your best friend sees, your family, like the closest people in your life know that's about you, like your real passion, but it just didn't hit you. Like he was just kissing your lips and not. Have you ever had that where somebody like was physical with your entire being and not just your body? She will understand that. Okay. Totally get that. Totally get it. Technically you might want to slow your tonality down there, get a little bit more personal, have some eye contact, more one-on-one viewing isolation. Her friends can be around, but it's like you're clearly only talking to her. Those things will help. But man, totally get that. And here's the thing. She won't be able to answer you because when people go into that side of their mind of emotion or sex, they can't articulate these things. And nobody does really talk about them. So it's super hard to articulate these things. And so now, as long as she has given me that feeling so quick, and I explained it there, so it took a little bit longer, but so fast, now I can state a definition because she has shown a real side of herself. The feeling, okay, again, get this, social dynamics, the points where people change, where they feel sexual, where they feel a connection is not a literal thing like, oh my God, that's when Dave kissed me and felt my body tingle all over. She's not going to fucking give you that answer, right? But it's a feeling that she gets and when you can see, and you'll see her face change and so on, and then you define it. And that definition is just saying, hey, look, you don't need to answer that. I just saw something in you and it was hot. Like that is attractive. So now I'm just saying what I saw. I saw something in you. I sensed something from you and it was beautiful. And you well sense it, unless you might be a guy that is a little bit detached from people, and that does happen. And you might need to find where this is. But if you're a guy that can generally have conversations with people, empathize and those things, you'll see it, you'll get it, you'll feel it, man. You'll start to get hard or you'll get aroused in some way. Like you'll feel that connection. Okay, and if not, you might need to fake it a little bit to get there, but experience will get you there. Okay, so even if you are born with less spindle cells and social receptors in your mind and those types of things, you can get, you're a human being, man. You want to talk to people. You have that motive to do it. You'll sense it. Okay, and so we just say like, look, I saw this in you and that was awesome. That was cool. Like now we can talk about something else. Now I can switch subjects because I defined it. Now I really want to get to know you. Like what's your favorite thing to do in the world? Now, when you're asking that question, it's her. She's saying it so that she can she's answering it so that she can have a conversation with you. Like, I love to travel. Let's talk about that, or whatever it is. And, she can also not like you. But this is, again, I'll repeat it, how quick it will go. Hey, look, you seem cool or whatever, but hey, what is the most attractive quality in a guy? Like, most attractive quality. And sometimes I might just say, hey, you can't say confidence or humor because everybody says that, and height and yada, yada, yada. And then she's like, well, I don't know. Da, da, da. It's like, well, look, everybody says they want something, but I'll change it up a little bit. Everybody says that what they want, and the girls who have the most like they're the hottest, and you're pretty attractive. I mean, like a 5 or a 6 on my scale. Just joking, just joking. No, but the girls that have the most options never really get what they want. And see, attraction is so much about the experience. Like I like brunette girls, but if a blonde girl came by, if she liked me and made me feel something special, which has happened, dude, I might fall in love with that. I might redefine what I think. And it's weird because that's how women think about attraction, but you were just kind of talking like a guy with all these superficialities. But actually, here's a better question. Here's a better question for you. What's attractive about you that nobody ever notices? And like stuff that like your family knows about and thinks about you, and they see the you for you. What's your name again? Okay, the Janice that is like more of that the true you. But when a guy kisses you, it's just like your body, or you're with him and those things, but it isn't all of you. Like, what is that thing, that you wished that a man would hold you with, the end of a night or something like that? And you'll see her think about it because she knows it. Like, she knows it. If you walk it through, especially with those examples, she will know it. And you say, look, man, you don't need to tell me. I get it. It's tough to talk about, but you're a very sensual person. You're a very deep person, and that is beautiful. That's attractive, man. We should have a conversation about that someday. Like, we're not that, but you being that person. That is fucking cool. Anyway, what do you really like to do in life? Like, what's your favorite thing when you're not working here or when you're not partying with your friends? Or you could straight up, if you're at a nightclub, I'd say you'd probably need a little bit more time of just hanging out, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because it's like you got to an emotional point. Anytime you get to a certain point, emotional or sexual or this high point, you need to let it calm down to normalize. Because if you're like, high point, number, I want you, it's very easy to come down or fall off that high point and just be like, I gave that guy my number. Fuck, it was a bad decision. But if you go like high point, okay, normal. Let's like go get a drink or talk to somebody or talk about random stuff or stupid stuff. It doesn't even need to be deep comfort or whatever. It's just like, yeah, no, I had this big high point with you. I was just seeing if you were a normal person. And you could even say that. It's like, no, man, I was talking to you about that stuff about what the most attractive quality was. Like, I saw a side of you that was really hot, but I just wanted to make sure that was the real you and have a 5-minute conversation afterwards. But what's your number? We should hang out. That will make that shit stick. Okay. Same thing with sexual framing and all that sort of stuff. High point of the sexual frame. Like, that is fucking hot, which I won't get into the details of it. But if you're familiar with sexual framing, then you'll understand this. But if you're like, man, you are like the crazy girl that is just like, you probably make all men premature ejaculate. It's just too crazy. And then talk to her for 5 minutes after that. It doesn't even have to be a deep story. You go get a drink, normal behavior. And just be like, hey, I like whatever. When we were talking about that other thing about you having whips and chains and the girl that kind of makes real men turn to little boys, I thought that was cool. But you're actually a real cool person, like on the normal level. That's really awesome. Like, we should hang out. And that will make your numbers stick really, really well. Anyway, hope that helped with the definition.